Most people use hair dye to enhance their appearance. They want to cover gray hairs or try a new look. But many people don't know about the potential dangers. Hair dye contains many chemicals. Some of these chemicals are very harmful. These chemicals can be absorbed through your scalp. They can also get into your body through your lungs. Recent studies have highlighted these dangers. The studies show a link between hair dye and serious health problems. These problems include cancer, allergic reactions, and skin irritation. It is important to be aware of these risks. You need to make informed choices about using hair dye. This essay will explore the hidden dangers of hair dye. We will discuss the harmful chemicals and their effects. We will also provide tips for safer hair coloring. You can then make the best choice for your health and well-being. The use of hair dye dates back centuries. Ancient civilizations used natural ingredients like henna and indigo, but the 20th century saw the introduction of synthetic dyes. These dyes were more effective, but also more dangerous. Concerns about the safety of hair dye are not new. Studies dating back to the 1970s have shown a link between hair dye and cancer. For example, a 1975 study found that certain hair dye ingredients caused genetic changes in bacteria. This suggested a potential cancer risk. In 2003, researchers found a known carcinogen called 4-aminobiphenyl, 4-ABP, in several commercial hair dyes. These early studies raised red flags. They suggested that hair dye could pose a serious health risk. More recent research has confirmed these concerns. In recent years, several studies have highlighted the dangers of hair dye. These studies have strengthened the link between hair dye and cancer. They have also identified other health risks. For example, a 2020 study called the Sister Study found a 9% increased risk of breast cancer among women who regularly used permanent hair dye. This risk was even higher for women of color, reaching a staggering 60% increase. Other studies have focused on the dangers of hair dye for hairdressers. These professionals are constantly exposed to high levels of chemicals. Research consistently shows that hairdressers have a significantly higher risk of developing cancer, particularly bladder cancer. In fact, the World Health Organization, WHO, classifies hairdressing as probably carcinogenic to humans due to this risk. These recent findings are alarming. They underscore the need for greater awareness and stricter regulation of hair dye products. Section 4. The culprits. Harmful chemicals found in hair dye. Many harmful chemicals are found in hair dye. These chemicals can cause a range of health problems. Some of the most common culprits include ammonia. This chemical is often used to open up the hair shaft so the dye can penetrate. However, it can cause skin irritation, respiratory problems, and eye irritation. Paraphenylenediamine, PPD. PPD is a common allergen that can cause severe allergic reactions, including skin rashes, itching, and even anaphylaxis. Resorcinol, this chemical, is used to help the dye adhere to the hair. However, it can disrupt hormones and potentially harm the immune system. Hydrogen peroxide. This chemical is used to bleach or lighten hair color. However, it can cause hair damage, scalp irritation, and dryness. These chemicals can have both short-term and long-term effects on health. It is important to be aware of these chemicals and choose products that minimize your exposure. Section 5. The high price of beauty risks for hairdressers. Hairdressers face even higher risks from hair dye chemicals. They work with these chemicals every day. This constant exposure increases their risk of developing several health problems. Studies have shown that hairdressers are at a higher risk of bladder cancer, lung cancer, non-Hodgkin lymphoma, skin cancer, asthma, miscarriages, and birth defects. These risks are a serious concern for the hairdressing profession. It is crucial for hairdressers to take steps to protect themselves. This includes wearing gloves and masks, using proper ventilation, and choosing safer hair dye products. Section 6. Protecting yourself. Tips for safer hair coloring. While completely eliminating the risks associated with hair dye can be challenging, there are steps you can take to minimize your exposure and make safer choices. Read labels carefully. Pay close attention to the ingredients list, and avoid products containing harmful chemicals like ammonia, PPD, resorcinol, and parabens. Do a patch test. Always perform a patch test 48 hours before dyeing your hair to check for allergic reactions. Apply a small amount of dye to a small area of skin, like behind your ear. Opt for safer alternatives. Consider using natural or organic hair dyes that contain fewer harsh chemicals. Look for ammonia-free, PPD-free, and resorcinol-free options. Choose a well-ventilated area. When dyeing your hair, ensure adequate ventilation to avoid inhaling fumes. Open windows or use a fan to circulate the air. Consult a professional. If you're unsure about a product or have sensitive skin, consult a qualified hairstylist for advice and recommendations. By following these tips, you can reduce your risk and make safer choices when it comes to coloring your hair. Section 7. Embracing alternatives. Safer options for a vibrant look. Fortunately, there are safer alternatives to traditional hair dyes that can help you achieve the look you desire without compromising your health. Some popular options include henna. This natural dye derived from a plant produces rich, reddish-brown hues and conditions the hair. Indigo. Another natural dye, indigo, creates deep blue to black shades when combined with henna. Cassia obovata, often called neutral henna. This plant-based dye adds shine and strengthens hair without altering the natural color significantly. Semi-permanent dyes. These dyes contain less harsh chemicals than permanent dyes and fade gradually over time, making them a gentler option. Color depositing conditioners. These products add a subtle wash of color while conditioning the hair, offering a temporary and less damaging way to enhance your natural shade. By exploring these natural alternatives and safer dye options, you can embrace vibrant hair color without exposing yourself to the harmful chemicals found in traditional hair dyes. Remember, your health is always worth prioritizing.